Hey guys, this is Jayson from Con+1 and I'm here once again at the UK Games Expo, this time with Dom from Cubicle 7. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, it's been a great show, so yes, all good.
Yeah, and you've got plenty of your books as well out in sale. So firstly, Elephant in the Room. Tell us a bit about the new Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, because I've been a huge fan, especially of the second edition of the old one. But I know a lot of people as well, so who've been watching, who are great fans of the first edition, love the old school stuff. Yeah. And when it started going on, third edition, they were kind of going on. So this is really good. So tell us a bit about when's it coming out, what's sort of changed, if anything, about it as well.
Okay. So we're all huge fans of all the editions. In fact, the writing team has worked on everything. So it's been really good to bring all that and to be able to bring it into the new edition. If you know the D100 system from first and second edition, we started with that as a base. And we've got some new things that we've added in, some things that we've tried to do, and it's all been great.
And when it's released, is it just going to be sort of a core book, or are you planning to do some sort of modules to go with it? Because they were big, obviously, back in the day with modules.
Yeah. So we've got the rule book. We have a starter set that'll come out a few months after that. We have an adventure book, which was written by Graham Davis, who worked on the first edition, and he's also doing the director's cut of the Enemy Within campaign, if you remember that classic. It's been great working with Graham on that, and we're also working on books that are taking us a bit more further afield than previous editions have as well. So we're looking at Alderaan and the New World, and it's good stuff. Yeah.
And you've really grown your Lone Wolf series as well. So it started off quite neat, and it was something that obviously was really interesting to people like myself who used to, again, read the older game books. So tell me, where's it going? Because I know you've released a few supplements as well this year, like with the maps and so on. So where are you expecting that to grow in terms of Magnamund in general?
Yeah. So we've just released Realm of Summerland rather. So that's a deluxe kind of source book for the main goodie country. We've got there's a few things in the works for that. I think we'll be seeing the next one next year, so we're not exactly sure which one that's going to be, but we love Lone Wolf. So
and can you tell me a bit more about the system for that as well? Is it a D100 one as well?
No, that one, it takes its base out from the game books. So if you remember the random number table and the disciplines, and so it's a really nice, easy, simple to use, accessible system.
And have you tweaked anything with that, with it going to an RPG? Because I wasn't quite sure how that would work in that type of way putting it into place.
Yes, there are some advanced bits that we add on. In the core box, it kind of takes you through all of that. So people who are more familiar with the game book stuff, it's gives them that nice learning curve and brings in some extra details and things. So.
And one thing I'm particularly interested in as well, when the One Ring first came out, I immediately grabbed it because it looked beautiful, obviously, and I love Lord of the Rings. But then, of course, Adventure to Middle-earth came along, which will, of course, grab the 5e audience because, obviously, it's a supplement for that. So, in terms of, say, if someone has never played either system, which system do you think would be the best to start off with? And also, how do you say to people who like 5e, yes, Adventure to Middle-earth is good, but please also try the One Ring?
That's a good question. So the One Ring was designed from the ground up to really capture the themes of the books and to feel like the books as much as possible. Then when the OGL came along, one of the things that we heard is everybody loved the One Ring. It went down really well, but we were finding people saying, "Oh, my group's a D&D group. It's hard. They don't want to learn a new rule set." So taking that opportunity to bring a lot of that great material over and present it for 5th edition just seemed like a great thing to do. So if depends on your group, really. I'd say. If you're looking for a new thing, then the One Ring is definitely the way to go. If you think that you want something that people want to play with a system that's more familiar to them and not learn a new rule set, then Adventure to Middle-earth.
In terms of the supplements for that, I know that with a few you've simply mirrored them. So, for example, Bree, is there any kind of different focus you're taking, or is it more just a case of, these supplements we've done for the One Ring, is it more sort of the same thing you want to do for Adventure to Middle-earth to help with the parallels?
Yes, it's generally speaking, they are conversions of the One Ring material. There's a couple of products that aren't. Lawmaster Screen and Eves of Mirkwood that's its own thing, and that's kind of an introductory product. It takes you through an adventure and shows you a bit more of the details of the sort of the differences that we've made with the Adventures of Middle-earth rules compared to the 5th edition rules. So there's some differences, but generally it's conversions. Yeah.
And in terms of other systems you do, so Doctor Who as well, that's obviously grown. Just think for a minute, if we're in November, because obviously it's going to be coming out in November, can we get a sneak peek into anything that's coming up around that time, or maybe Christmas time, to do with Doctor Who? Because obviously with the Christmas special as well, big thing. So is there anything in particular with Doctor Who that's going to be coming out around that time?
With the on the role-playing side of things, there's such a long lead time that I think it'd probably be more likely to be next year. We'll have early next year. We'll have the material that will support the recent series, or what will be the recent series, the one yet to come. Yeah. Okay,
that's fair enough. And with other things, so World War Cthulhu as well. I'm a big fan of that. But it seems almost like Cthulhu's been sleeping for a few years.
Yeah.
Are you expecting anything else to come with World War Cthulhu in the Cold War, or is that more of something, okay, that was a project at the time and now we're moving on to, Warhammer, for example?
Okay. It will definitely be back. I think at the moment with Warhammer and the Age of Sigmar role-playing game, which will be which is in development at the moment, they're kind of our new stuff focus at the moment. So with the Cthulhu stuff will be coming back in a new format in a year or two. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for the interview today, and thank you so much for being a sponsor for Complex One.
Oh, you're welcome.
If you could, feel free to say a few words to your fans who'll be watching in November, if you want to take the mic.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Dominic McDowell from Cubicle 7. Please dig deep in your pockets and let's get some games out to those kids.